I had no business moving to LA to become a dancer. It was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in my whole life. Dating in a city like Los Angeles is really tough, as we both know.
Yeah, one time I was on a date with a guy, and he reminded me of my friend. I was on a date with this guy.
So crazy. Am I fulfilled by dancing in my kitchen for 10 seconds? Like, you know, I'm not going to say that it's easy, but it's not rocket science.
I ain't trying to get between you. I'm just trying to get between you.
You're dating a beautiful, intelligent entrepreneur who is such a lovely, humble person. What drew you to her? Besides all those things.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good list to start. You know, I think that dating in a city like Los Angeles is really tough, as we both know. It's really hard to find someone that sort of meets all of the things that you're looking for in a person, you know. And so when I met Anne about a year and a half ago, it was purely just as friends. Like I never thought to myself, oh, I would date this girl, not because she's not beautiful or attractive or a great person. I immediately sort of was like, entrepreneur, we're both busy. Like, you know, it was just a friend type situation. And actually, you were one of the people that pointed out to me like how good of a connection we had. And you'd bring it up from time to time. You'd be like, you know what, like you and Anne like really vibe together. And I was like, yeah, sure, you know, cool. And it wasn't until we spent some time together alone, really talked and just got to know each other, that I realized how special our connection was and how incredible she is. She really is one of the most amazing people that I've ever met outside of being beautiful. And it just so happens that she's also someone that I'm extremely attracted to. And it's weird. It's kind of weird. It's like, you know, you and I talked when her and I first started dating of like, almost feeling like, is this too good to be true? Like she's smart. She has everything that I look for in a girl, but she really is. It's real, you know? And I'm very, very happy and lucky to have found her at this point in my life. What's good?
Well, thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here, Jacob.
Awesome interview so far. I just had a couple quick questions. I guess first and foremost, like how have you seen the dance landscape on social media evolve now that, to your point earlier, a lot of creators are shifting towards short form vertical content? How has that changed the choreography, the type of dancing, the kind of dance content creator culture at large?
I mean, I feel like content in general has shifted to being more relatable. People love stuff that they feel like they can be a part of, which I think is great. Like I don't have anything bad to say about short form content. You know, I think that it's great. It's brought so many people into dance. It's brought so many people into social media. I just personally don't like making it as much as I like long form. And that's just an artistic decision.
You have some shorts that crush though.
Yeah, I have a short that did 350 million on
oh my
YouTube.
God, what
you know?
was it?
Not dancing.
You know,
Isn't that funny?
I mean, yeah, it was the skit, right?
Oh,
It was
you
a
know what
skit.
it is?
Yeah.
It was a skit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't quite understand why it did so well, but it did. But it was relatable, you know, and so I think that's where it shifted. You know, when you look at these TikTok trends, they're things that anyone could sort of learn and execute, which is great, you know. But for me as a choreographer, am I fulfilled by dancing in my kitchen for 10 seconds? Like,
Right.
you know, it's cool.
I have a question because I think about the younger generation a lot. We talk about it a lot. What's the difference between maybe our generation and the kids that are growing up now? I mean, obviously they grew up with cell phones. We didn't. But what are some of the type of things that they struggle with that you've been noticing, and where's their head at?
Yeah, I think about this as I start to like get a little older and think that one day I would like to have kids, of like, what are the things that I have to think about that my parents didn't have to think about, right? I think we're all kind of think about that from time to time. And when you grow up, especially in an industry like dancer in LA, so much of your value is put on your following and your status in the social world that it's very challenging for kids to separate that and separate, I like Nicole because I like Nicole as a person regardless of what her numbers
I mean,
are.
I only have 36,000 followers on Instagram, so.
Yeah, but what about that Twitter though? But yeah, it's a huge challenge for them. You know, also too, I feel like things were so obvious when we were younger. Like if someone's bullying you, it's like they're coming up to you and calling you a mean name. That's bullying. You know, and now bullying is like, oh, you tagged a few friends in the picture, but you didn't tag the one friend. Or like everything
Or
is.
with girls, it's worse. It's like you edited yourself, but
Yeah.
all your friends look whack.
I love that one.
Can't do
Nothing
that.
at the homies.
That's a.
Gotta edit the homies,
You don't
bro.
want to at the homies.
Yeah. You darken my eyebrows and nobody else's. Like shady. Yeah, the kids have some different challenges. We all had challenges growing up, but I think understanding your value as a person outside of your value as a brand is really challenging for kids in the social space growing up.
Do you think kids are having a hard time connecting in real life because of social media?
Absolutely.
Because I feel like even we do. You know,
Yeah.
when I go out to parties, when we were younger, in our like early 20s, I feel like guys and girls would like talk a lot more and flirt a lot more. We didn't have dating apps, or like we didn't have Instagram, so you know you couldn't just like look someone up and find out who they are, or ask somebody. Like you had to get there. If you were interested in someone, you had to get their number there and connect right there. Now it's like so casual. It's like you see who people are and then you find out who they are on the internet and then make a decision, which I think is whack. Like that's whack. You know?
100%.
I also think COVID definitely didn't help. Like, I went through COVID when I was 21, but like if I had gone through quarantine and isolation when I was 12 or 13 or 14, like at a crucial developmental age in my life, I don't know, socially, you come out the other side, you're more glued to your phone. You missed a crucial gap in your like development period, and now you're like, oh, how do I talk to someone in this setting when like the whole world's been turned upside down?
Yeah, and as a guy, you know, for most guys, going up and talking to a girl is intimidating. Like, especially when you're a teenager, you're new in LA, you're gonna go to a club, there's 20 beautiful girls there, and you're gonna go up and potentially face rejection or potentially face an uncomfortable situation. That's a fear that most guys have to overcome by doing it, by trying. And so, like you say, when you have the sort of crutch that you can fall back on of, oh, I can look you up later, or not even necessarily in a guy going up and talking to a girl, but just at a party, like you said, and just being in a group of people, and there's a moment of silence, so one person pulls out their phone, and next thing, all 8 people are on their phones checking their email or whatever. It's just like, it's so easy to fall into that. I definitely think that, you know, we've all fallen in or relied on it a little too much from time to time. You'll see parties now where people are dinners, like, you know, where everyone's like, all right, let's all agree to just not check our phones for an hour, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I think that's how we get back to it.
Today's episode of Beyond is brought to you by MoonPay. MoonPay is your portal to Web3 where you can transact with peers globally and own your digital identity. MoonPay makes it fast and simple to jumpstart your Web3 journey. Quickly use your debit or credit card to buy and sell crypto and purchase digital collectibles. Visit moonpay.com to get started.